We out here. What's going on, guys? Welcome, 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 welcome to the stream. Welcome to the daily breakdown. Welcome, welcome. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, got a question of the day. What's your top pair? What's the pair that you trade the most? Put that in the comments at the bottom. What's the pair that you trade the most? Right, if it's a pair that we don't have up on our list for the daily checkdown, maybe I'll add it depending on how many comments we get. So let's see, let's see. Make sure to comment. What pair you trade the most? Use the comments. Make sure you put that in the comments. DOPUSD. I trade that every day, boss. Every day I trade that. Make sure to put that in the comments. DOPUSD. Jumper, don't forget to take note of the timestamp, please. Just write it in a notepad on your phone, and then just text it to me at the end, please, please, please. Because it'll be much easier. Dope, dope, dope. Dope USD, dope USD, dope, dope. So welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment. The question of the day is, what pair do you trade the most? Make sure to write that in the comments again. And last but not least, definitely don't forget to join the Discord. You know, that's where you can extend the conversation. From here to over there. We do a lot of things on the Discord. The live trading session starts out on YouTube and then ends up at the Discord. So, make sure to check that out. Let's see what time it is right now. All right, it's 8:05. It's 5 minutes, so let's get this party started. Right. So, guys, welcome again to the stream. For Vice Trading Academy. In this stream, what we do is we do a daily market breakdown. Right. In this breakdown, we're basically looking for setups based on our trading strategy that we're looking to take in the next day in the London and or the New York session, right? We don't really trade Asia, right? In Asia, we do this check down. So, we try to get ready for the next day, for the trading day, right? So this is our check down, our breakdown that we do for the trading day, right? But in order for you to really, really benefit from this check down and kind of gauge on how we do things, there's two other lives that we do, right? We do a Sunday weekly market breakdown, right? That it's on Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern. That breakdown is basically to get us ready for the week, right? At that point in time, we are looking at the pairs that most likely that we're going to trade during the week that's developing a setup or has developed a setup, right? And we're just waiting for the setup to kind of all our boxes that we need to check in before we execute an entry, right? And then we also have the daily trading session that Mr. Jumper does in the mornings, and that ranges from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern. To really benefit, you definitely got to join the Discord because that link is posted on the Discord. So make sure that you check that out. Mr. Muhammad, what's going on, my brother? Welcome, welcome. Um, and that's it, guys. So make sure do all those things. So, Mr. Muhammad, we have a question of the day: is what pair do you trade the most? Make sure to hit that up on the comments. You know, what pair do you trade the most? Post that on the comments. All right. So let's start this party. So let's start with AU. For guys, these are the 9 pairs that we checked. That we do a check down. Right? And the reason why I'm asking what pair you trade the most is because maybe, you know, we'll add that to the daily live session if it's a pair that is not here, right? Depending on how many comments we get, and Let's see. Let's see how it goes, right? So let's start with AU. Um, I was doing a couple of one-on-one classes today, right? So that's fine. My charts might be off timing. All right, so AU yesterday, let's take a look. So AU yesterday, we were expecting price to not on the comments, not on the chat, my brother, on the comments below, right? Just looking at AU, so let's take a look at AU, right? So AU yesterday, we were expecting a day of drop, right? We were not expecting the market to continue to rise up, and they did rise. That's cool. Nonetheless, let them do what they do, right? That doesn't mean that I was going to take the trade because my trading rules are very clear. After 3 days of rise, the market must drop or chop, right? And if we just look at previous data, right? Let's just look at previous data, right? Like I was saying today to one of the students that we were having a one-on-one session, is that you're going to see that most times after 3 days, the price consolidates or drop, right? There's going to be that one day that it doesn't, but most of the days it does that. Marwan, what's going on, my brother? Marwan, we have a question for the day. Is what pair do you trade the most? And you know, answer that on the comments, not on the chat, the comments, right? So let's go back to this. So I was saying that after 3 days, the market chops or drops, right? More times that it continues to go up, right? So let's just take a look at an analysis, right? Like we got to analyze previous data to know, how to attack this, right? Notice here we had 3 days of rise, then a drop, 3 days of rise, then a chop, right? Nothing, 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 right? 3 days of rise, and then the fourth day rose, and the fifth day, right? That's one time, right? We had 2 times that it didn't, one time that it did. Over here, 3 days of rise and a drop. Again, 3 days of rise and a drop. Again, 3 days of rise and a drop. Again, 3 days of rise and a drop, right? Again, 3 days of rise and a drop. Again, 3 days of rise and a drop, right? So how many times did it do 3 days of rise and then it dropped or chopped compared to that one time that it did it before? Starting to understand, right? If we're trading in probabilities, what is the probability, just based on this example right here, that it was going to give us another day of rise, right? Out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9 times, right? It did it once, right? Just think about that, right? That's what? A 10%, if that, right? That's like an 8%. We have an 8% chance that on the fourth day it's going to go up again. Am I willing to risk money on an 8% chance that I'm going to be right? You do the math, right? Hell no. It's not even a question, right? If you ask me, it's not even a question. So just looking at probability, right? Because this is a game of probability, right? You're doing historical, right? You're analyzing the past to know where you are in the present, to know where the price, to speculate what the price is going to go in the future, right? That's basically what we do here. All of us, no matter what strategies you trade in probability, right? If you have done back testing, that's why back testing is important. And if you have done your back testing, you will see what works and what doesn't work, right? So based on our back test, just on this pair alone, and again, you could go on and on and on. We could do it on every pair, but I'm not, right? But I want to just clarify the reason why, right? Because some of you, may have new to the channel, who see a class and then they say, well, they didn't take this and it went up. He was wrong. Well, based on historical data, you had an 8% chance that you were going to be right. So I let you take that 8% chance. I'm more concerned with 92%, right, strike rate than an 8% strike rate, right? That means I win 92% of the time while you win only 8% of the time, right? So think about those things when you're analyzing your charts, right? When you're doing back testing, right? Because this is why back testing is important for you to understand what works more times than none, right? And based on this historical data, we can see what works and what kind of works once in a while, right? And we're not once in a while type traders, right? So, but it went up, right? Nonetheless, it went up. So, so today, what am I expecting, right? If it went 3 days of 4 days of rise, I'm definitely not expecting more rise because we can tell that hey, price doesn't just continue to rise a thousand days, right? We had an example in the past. Look, it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here, and we had a 5 day of rise somewhere in the back here, right? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it rises again today, I'll let it be, right? Because it's not a guarantee that it's going to rise today, right? It just so happens that it has in the past. It already did its 3 days of rise. So it did a fourth to convince people more up. Okay, perfect, right? If it does another day to convince people that we're going up, perfect. I'm cool with that. I'm waiting for no net or a drop, meaning where price gets back to normal, to the normally scheduled program, right? Because this is not a normal scheduled program. What's happening right now? This is a confusion program, right? For you guys who are matrix driven, this is a program to confuse right now, right? So with that being said, I'm just going to be Neo, look at the code and see that that code is off, and I'm just going to step away from it, right? So AU is a pair that this week I'm not going to be trading. Well, today I'm not going to be trading again, right? Now, let me look at this from another perspective as well, right? We had 2 weeks of rise, right? Previous 2 weeks. We knew we were going to get a new high for today. We got that the first day of the week, right? Which completed the third day of rise from the continuation of last week, right? Sunday, Monday gave us a third day of rise, finished the, the 3 day pattern. Now we finish also a 2 weeks pattern, right? So with that being said, we are already at a place where the market should be looking to turn around. So with that being said, I need to wait for that turnaround to happen, right? For me to start looking for an entry. Because right now, that's not it for me, right? And we're moving back on up, right? So let me take this off. Let me take this off. Let me also take this off, right? Right now, when we're looking at our daily, price looks like it's turning around back to the top, right? Price looks like it's turning around back to the top. Let me see. Right? Just want to take a look at market structure, right? I want to gauge a little bit more, right? So we had all this, right? We had started to make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, equal high, higher low, and now we're higher high, right? So it looks like we had to change the character to the top side. But nonetheless, we still trading in between this high and this low. There is internal structure in here, obviously. This tradable structure, right? Right now, price is going against my overall market makers trend, which is down because I'm in A2, right? So with that being said, this is a pair that, I have to step back and just wait for it to give me what my trading conditions are, what my trading plan is for me to get back in the game with AU, right? So let's go back here, right, to my 30-minute, right? Is there a BOS or a retest, right? The high, I don't know if the high has been set yet, right? So with that being said, I'm not going to be putting a high, right? We turn off my daily move. Let's go back to the 30-minute structure, right? I will put a 30-minute BOS. What's up, Steve? Steven, what's going on, my brother? Everything's good, man. Steven, do me a solid, man. We got a question of the day. What's the pair you trade the most? Hit the comments and drop that on the comments, my brother. Right, so we have this higher low, we have this higher high, right? Potentially this could be the higher low, right? So with that being said, this is where I want to see my change of direction for right now, right? I do not have a high yet. So the retest of the high alert, I'm turning that off, right? But I do want to see price start to turn around, right? And technically, the change of character will be here at this moment if the price, shoots up before it comes down and makes a higher high. This is the higher low point, right? So right now we don't even have a set higher low. Let's make sure. Let's look. This is 35 pips, 26 pips, 23, right? So retracement has to be 23 and above based on what we currently see in the market. And this one is 34. So this is officially a pullback, a higher low, right? So let's wait to see what price does, right? If price breaks here, right, I could trade that zone, right? So let's take a look at a 30-minute zone. I could take a trade to the bottom of the zone only if it breaks here, right? So this was our trading zone at one point. Price broke out of the trading zone, create a new high, right? What was the push that broke the high? Was from here. They broke this higher high, right? So now at one point in time, we was up here, right? This was the trading zone. Then price again caused a break of structure to break to the new high, right? Causing a new high. What was the push? Where did the push start? They broke this high. Was from here, right? The higher low point. So I'm going to put this at my zone, the bottom of my zone, right? And here's my new high. So right now we're trading in between this zone, this high and this low, right? And what I want to see for price to start turning around, for price to go below here, right? And this is the internal structure to the 30-minute. This is a 5-minute structure here. Here we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Waiting to see what happens here. Do we get a higher high or do we get a lower low that causes a change of character? Now put that in the comments, my brother, not on the chat, man. The comments below. The comments. Thank you. Right? So we have a potential, right? If it breaks that, if it changes characters here on the 5-minute, for us to start looking for, downtrend. All right. So I'm gonna leave that one green. Let's go to EURCAD. EURCAD yesterday gave us a nice entry, right? Congratulations to Mr. Jumper. He took this on the live stream. Make sure to catch the live stream. This is a trade that was called out on the live stream, the second entry, the second position. And if you guys recall yesterday's class, there was two different things that the price could have done, which I discussed it, right? This was a low at one point, right? We were saying price could come here, bounce off these lows because it was being tapped a couple times. All right, let me fix this. Let me zoom in a little bit for us to see this better, right? Yesterday we said this was the low before all this happened, right? So I'm going to use the replay to talk about it, right? So this was the low yesterday. We were trading when we did the class, it was here, right? There was two scenarios that could happen, right? We had price, let me use this too. Price, we were looking for the BOS to the top side here, and price to come back here, right? So we had two scenarios. We had price could chop, touch the low, give me internal change of character, break a structure, right? Then come to the top, give me a break retest. So we had one possibility of an entry, right? We had the break a structure retest entry, right? And then we had this entry. This was the possibilities for yesterday, right? These are all the possibilities for yesterday. We spoke about it. Now, if price doesn't do that, then price was going to go all the way back down to here, to the bottom of the zone, right? And do it here, right? Right? So we will have an entry of the low. We had a change of character, break of structure entry, right? And then we had the final entry, which was over here, this one, right? Which we'll take a look at it in a minute, right? We had those two possibilities. And again, like I tell you guys, I step up, end of London, start of New York. So whatever happens between the time I finish this class and by the time I wake up, I don't care. I'm gonna let the trade, my setup develop. I'm not gonna be babysitting no chart, waiting for the development. I'm not gonna do that. Once I wake up, I see what's going on. I go back to the pairs that are in green that we singled out that hey, we potentially might have a setup. And those pairs are the ones I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna look at those because I already have a notion of what I want to see the next day. Right? I already have a trading plan together. Right? So when I woke up, which was at 6:55 a.m., right? Price was already in motion, right? Price was here. Let me delete all this. Price was here, 655. Price was over here, right? So what I did when I saw this, I said, wow, they testing the low, they're testing the low. I immediately entered the trade. Set my TP at STP, right? And the rest was history, right? We took that trade. That's the trade I took. In the live room, right? Mr. Jumper, did not take this trade, but we had a higher high, a higher low, right? Then we had a higher high and the higher low retest right here. This is what Jumper called in his entry, right? And had his take profit. I don't remember where your take profit was. But this is where he called his entry and his take profit was somewhere around here, right? I think it was just that green candle was his whole take profit, right? And these are trades, again, these are trades that we went over in the live session yesterday. They are called out in the live room, right? Here's Mr. Jumper's entry and exit. One green candle, 30-minute in and out, which that's the way he likes to trade, right? And I took first entry and second entry, right? So I took both entries. I didn't take the third entry, right? But I took the first and the second, and I was good with that because the STP was 55 pips, and I got 53 from the low, so I can't complain, right? And when you think about 53 from the low, 53 from the low at a $10 lot size, that's 5,300 bucks, right? That's not bad, right? Plus that extra one that I took that was like, what, 20 something, Lewis? How many pips was the second one, Jumper? Like 20 something, I remember, right? So, these are the trades. Again, these are the trades that we call out in this class, and these are the trades also that get called out in the live trading room. So, guys, the reason why I'm harping on that is, join the Discord. The links get posted in the Discord so you can benefit from everything, right? You benefit from the setup, which is here, analyzing, making sure that you're going to get a setup the next day, and then you benefit from actually being patient enough to wait for the setup to finally develop and then look for those other little things that you need to learn that goes on in a 5-minute and in a 1-minute chart so you can get those sniper entries, right? Entries with no drawdown, right? Entries that when you get in, you're going straight into profit, right? You can literally put your stop loss at a 3-5 pip stop loss because that's how Lewis trades, right? And if you zero drawdown, like he just put zero drawdown. And Lewis's month, what were you, Lewis? We still haven't finished this month, but what are you? 13-1? Something like that? You're 13 or 14-1, right? And it's just think about his one loss is 3 pips, 5 pips. Look, 13-1. His one loss is 3 pips, 5 pips. But his gains is what we need to be concerned with. Is he taking 5 pip gains, 10 pip gains? Absolutely not, right? So just think about his risk to reward and his strike rate, right? Because he doesn't like taking the sniper entries off the low. And I understand, I've been in the game for years, and originally that's how we were taught, right? Right, Steve? We were taught, look, 5 pip gainers, right? That's turkey. Steve Titan, who's in here, guys. Steve Titan is another mentor, a good mentor. He teaches, the same foundation that I had because we cut from the same cloth. We were taught to take lows or taught to take trades off the daily highs or the daily lows, and we were taught to learn how to look for those. That's like the first thing we were taught. We were not taught continuation entries. We didn't even know what that was, because our founder, our mentor who gave us, the light, he didn't believe in none of that. He believed in off the high and off the low. He didn't believe in no continuation. He didn't even speak about continuation entry. You either off the high and off the low. If you missed it, come back tomorrow. That's what's his mentality, right? I have 5 trades below 15 pips, which were break even trades on the day that we didn't move. So just think about that. And he calls anything below 15 pips break even for him. Must be nice. So those trades are not even part of the 13 trades, I'm assuming. So just so you know, if he'll take a trade and the price, his stop loss are so tight that the trade could take him out, right? And maybe continue, but he doesn't care about that. He cares about the ones that are going to explode when it's time to explode. He doesn't care about. He doesn't want to babysit trades. I'm gonna blow your spot up, Lewis. Jumper. Jumper gets so nervous when he babysitting trades that he gets up to go take a piss like 5, 10 times, yo. He be that nervous, yo. True story, yo. Ask him. True story. Right? Maybe not anymore like it was. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe not anymore. Look, he's laughing because he knows. At the beginning, this guy was sweating. He used to be sweating, and like everyone is nervous, right? You playing with real money here, right? You're gonna get nervous. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I used to be nervous. Sometimes I still am nervous. I still be like, damn, yo, did I do the right thing? Right? But these are things that happen. Yeah, in the beginning it is, right? So it was brutal, like he said. So the beginning, you get these, it's an emotional roller coaster at the beginning. Why? Because you're unsure of what's happening, right? You haven't done enough charting, and which means back testing for you to gain that confidence that when you good, you good, right? And that's gonna take time, and that time depends on you guys, right? You want to feel that calmness when you take a trade. Like I take a trade, I go to sleep and I wake up. Depending, if my body wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get that urge to look at my chart and I see something, I'll take it, put a tight stop loss, and then go to sleep. Oh well, right? If I was at the right place, I was at the right place. You know, a lot of the times I'm at the right place, but there are those 1 out of 5 times, 1 out of 15 times that my stop loss was a little too tight. I got hit before it went in. Or like today, I was in, Muhammad, I lost US30. I missed out on US30 because Muhammad, it's his fault. He's still gonna deny it. Cristiano, it was his fault, but he's gonna deny it. But it's okay. I still got love for you, right? But but you know, just make sure you join the Discord, guys. That's my rant for the day, right? So let's continue here. So these were our trades, long entry here, right? My trades stay on my charts, whether we win or whether we lose, right? And it mostly wins anyway. So all right, so let's start breaking down today. So price retested the low, right? The 4 hour pullback, retested the 4 hour pullback, right? When you go in a higher time frame, this looks like a what? Like a W formation, right? That it formed a W, right? So some people would say there's a neckline. We need to wait for the neckline to break. Once the neckline breaks, that's an entry, which is absolutely correct, right? And this neckline is where? The top of the 30-minute zone, because we're still trading in this 30-minute zone, right? This is why these zones are so crucial, right? Because again, these zones, like I said yesterday, these zones are really helping you understand the stop and the goes in the market, right? The market doesn't just fly, it stops, then it goes, then it stops, then it goes, then it stops, then it goes, right? So these stops and goes are your entries take profits, right? As a day trader, right? The way we trade, right? The 30-minute chart, right? Is the one that guides our daily, right? Our daily zone. But people who trade swing trade, their zones are pretty big, right? We're talking about that person's zone started November 2nd and made it on November 21st was the top and the bottom of the zone. And right now they're in the middle of the zone. The way you put, yeah, next opportunity. No, next opportunity, you're going to give me the trading signal. You're going to tell me, Eric, enter, and I better win. You're going to tell me enter, Cristiano. Muhammad. His name is Muhammad, right? So you guys understand. But his username is Cristiano. And I'm going to take this time out to shout out Mr. Muhammad Cristiano. He's doing very good. He had, today was his fourth, I believe, one-on-one session with me, and he's progressing so fast. I think, out of the last students I had in the last, like maybe 2 years, 3 years, you're the one who has progressed the most. Now I need to see that application soon, though. So, but he is applying it, and he does have a challenge account. So yeah, guys. So this is the market structure that we're playing with now, right? So again, we retested the lows. What should we be looking for or retest now? Now that we retested the lows, look, right? This is the 50%. This is the middle of here, and that's where price is at right now. So it will be the same game plan as yesterday, right? Because we're in the middle of the zone, right? This is the place where it's not for the not seasoned traders, because the rule that we have is we don't trade in the middle of the zone, right? In the middle of the zone is where price will, chop up and down and hit stop losses, right? Before, touching the lows and then taking off, right? So this is a place where, it's a very risky place to trade in any middle of any zone, especially a tight zone like this, a 30-minute zone, right? So with that being said, this is, again, price could retest this low that I have, even if I get my other trading, the trading condition that I'm looking for price to bounce up, I might not even take it because I'm in the middle of the zone, right? It has to be very convincing price action, right? Very convincing market structure in a lower time frame for me to really, really hone in and say, you know what, this looks like a good entry, right? Now, we have a possible, break of this high, retest to continue, but just take a look at this break of this high that was set and the 30-minute zone are so near to each other, right? I would hate for price to go like this and then start to shoot down again and then end the day like that where it started. This is a huge possibility, right? This is a stop, hunt, rise, drop, right? And then go back to consolidation, right? This is a type, we'll talk about that later. Okay, but very important. So the fact that we are here, this is very tricky. And, I think he meant very important not to trade in the middle of the zone. So, this is a place that's very tricky to trade, right? So what's the best option here? For us to wait for the zone to be broken and a retest of the high of the zone, right? But that's not good. By that time, our STP is already given to us, right? So would that be a good entry here anyway? Might not be, because our safe take profit was already hit, right? We're not, we could have ADR. We could have ADR hit, but again, you know, um, these are possibilities. I love to take trades off the low to come up, but let's see what happens. This might be again another play like yesterday. It could bounce off here, and again, this is 50% of the zone. In the middle of the range it's very tricky. Is a no-go zone technically until it breaks the highs, or breaks the lows and says it's going to continue to go down. So this is when I'm going to keep green. Actually, I'm going to put yellow, right? Or orange, right? Orange the closest to yellow. Why? Because that's proceed with caution, right? Proceed with caution. Next one, Euro USD. So Euro USD is another one, like AU, right? Gave us a fourth day of rise, right? And again, let's go back, right? Some of you guys, oh man, I should have took that long because man, it went up and I knew it. All right. What about here? Had 3 days of rise and a drop. How would you have felt on that 3 days of rise and drop? Oh, I knew it. Oh, damn, I got it wrong. Right? What about this next 3 days of rise? Then a no net. What would you have said there? Damn, I got it wrong. What about this next 3 days of rise drop? What would you have said there? Damn, I got it wrong. I knew it. I was going to get it wrong. Right? Next 3 days of rise here, then a drop. What would you have said there? Damn, I got it wrong. Next 3 days of rise here, then a drop. What would you have said there? Damn, I got it wrong. What about this one? 3 days of rise again, then a drop. What would you have said there? Damn, I got it wrong again. But this one, I got it right. Yes, I know how to trade. That's what we're talking about, right? Yes, finally, right? By that time, you blew your account, bro. By that time, I don't even think you were trading. You would have thought that trading is a hoax and it's false and it's a scam and people are scamming, right? By that time. So this is why, again, my rules are very strict. After 3 days of rise, the market must chop or drop. I'm not looking to take another or 3 days of drop. The market must chop or rise, right? Write that down, put it on a sticky note, and put it on your screen so you know, so you can check this. So what, it rose today? I'm happy for you. You got one win out of how many losses? Again, we're not in here for that, guys. You know, we're definitely not in here for that, right? But again, it went with the trend, so that's a good thing, right? So let's update our 30-minute path, right? We have a new high, so let's update our 30-minute zones also. And guys, make sure to join the Discord, the link in the description and also in the chat, right? So we have this price went up, made this high. We retested the high, right? And we made a higher low. Then we went up and made a higher high, right? So let's move our zone where we need to be, right? Price broke out of the top of the zone where? Not here. These are all test candles. Here's where it broke, right? Right? What was the push that broke the high? Started from here. So what would I use here? I use from the bottom of this wick all the way to the end of the candle, right? This will be my bottom of my zone, right? And this will be the top of the zone, right? So my expectations for today, what is my trading plan for today, right? This is another pair that I will not be trading. This is like AU. Why? Because they already gave me 4 days of rise, right? If it's not going to continue to go up, you know, until December 24th, so you can have a Merry Christmas. It's not going to do that, guys, right? I'm expecting price to pull back, right? Price to pull back where? Maybe over here. Why? Because, you know, what does basic market structure teach us? After a break of structure, price will come back and retest what? The previous higher high to continue to go up. So this will be my place of interest, right? And for those of you who trade fair value gaps and order blocks, this is your place of interest also. What a coincidence, right? They have to give these people, you know, a wins once in a while, right? And this is that once in a while win. This is not, I wouldn't say once in a while win. Let me stop hating, right? Because that sounds like hate. But this is that, you know, from all these times that it didn't retrace to your order block or your fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, it's the same shit, different toilet, right? This time there's a possibility that it will, because it just so happens to match up with what? The previous higher high, right? So, you know, these are things that, you know, we look at in our class to kind of gauge what's next. Break up the highs. I'm not going to take a trade to the top side. So this is something that break a structure alert I'm not going to use. Maybe that retest here. Maybe this I'll take. I'm not going to lie to you. I would take this trade. Right? Again, this is a more advanced trade. Price open here. Right? If price goes down and does what it needs to do, right, and then starts moving up, right, and gives me a nice change, a break retest, right, I'll take it. Right? I'll take it here, but what will be my exit? My exit will be at the open of the day. Why? because I'm not expecting the price to end at a high higher than yesterday. Oh, and I'm sorry, yeah, higher than the start of the day, because then we have another day of rise. I will be expecting price to end at a no net, which means consolidation, no change, right? Or price could do that, then come back down. We don't know, right? But that's my take. If it comes back down here, maybe I'll take it, depending on what everything else is going. But if I need to have a full game plan, right? The full game plan is what would be my stop, what would be my take profit, right? Think about what would be his take profit. Would I take STP? Would I take ADR high? I would take the beginning of the day, the opening price of the day. Why? Because I'm expecting a no net. That's the highest that I'm expecting, right? So that's my take on this. And then this one is another one I'm gonna put orange. Oh, this one is purple anyway, so let's take a look. Also, it's purple. Why? Because we had a previous 3 weeks of rise. 2 weeks of rise, and this week already gave us a week of rise, right? So we already, you know, the rule of the week was we were expecting a rise. Look how many pairs we got right so far on the week, right? If you were in the Sunday market breakdown, you would have got these tips for the week of which pairs were hot, right? And you can see it right now. So this one did already 3 weeks of rise. So it already my box is checked off that it completed what it needed to complete this week before it retraces back down, right? Or consolidates for a week, right? So can it continue to go up? Yes, it can. It might not be done, right? Today, am I going to look for a rise today? I'm not, right? I'm going to look for maybe a pullback and an entry, a short-term entry, not even to hold it, right? So this is one, proceed with caution. Some of you guys may turn this off, right? I will not recommend to take a trade like that unless you are experienced with market structure, you know. But giving you my input. GJ. So GJ, yesterday we were expecting a rise, right? The day to end with a rise, right? But price went back and pulled back to where? To that daily BOS, right? That's another option that we had, right? I think we went over that yesterday. I'm not 100% sure. The daily BOS, the daily zone, the top of the daily zone, right? But nonetheless, let's take a look at what we had planned for yesterday, right? Price went, retested all these lows. How many times, right? We had it here. Told you guys we could either do it here or it would have been here, right? This was the both options, right? We had a later option and an early option. They did it in the early, right? We had all these tests, and price shot up before coming down. Now let's take a look. From there to here, that's 81 pips, right? What's the STP on this pair, Mr. Lewis? This phone is dead. What's the STP on this pair, Lewis? Help a brother out. He's slacking. 93. So it didn't reach STP from the low to the high. Right? It didn't reach. Right? It was 10 short. So if you took this trade and your first target, right? If you're taking it off the low, what's your first target? Your first target would have been here, the BOS, right? So you would have enter, exit, then waited for what? Price to go up, come back and give you a nice retest, give you some good market structure, right? You had to have a change of structure and a break of structure and a lower time frame, right? To get in to confirm that, right? And then you get that. On a 5-minute time frame, you did, right? And it's still price came back, right? This is one of the ones that, there's no explanation. I can't even give you like, oh man, what happened was, because I would have got caught up on this one too. Maybe not. What I mean by maybe not is that here was the change of character, right? Price went up, came back down. Over here, I needed to see, maybe not. No, this was this is one you definitely needed to be experienced. So you got it here, right? Price came back, retest there. Right now in here, we drop to the lower time frame to see the same thing. Do I have a BOS and a change of character? Well, a change of character and a BOS retest in this little piece. We have a break. I mean, a change of character here, right? Because we have this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Needs to break here for a change of character, right? So boom, we have a break of the change, right? What will be the next sequence? The next sequence in our entry criteria is we need a BOS retest, right? So we need a price to do what? To break the structure here, retest here, and now you have an entry for the continuation, right? So you did get an entry down here, and Bart was on you. Bart told you it was gonna be around here. He was looking dead at it, right? So you did get an entry here. Remember, trading is all about understanding the stops and goes, right? If you enter anywhere down here, this was your entry, right? Your exit would have been here, right? Go, stop, then wait for what? For the next sequence. What's the next sequence? Break a structure, right? Retest, right? Then once the breaks retest, then you need to drop down to the lower time frame, right? To get those sniper entries that Mr. Lewis does so great at the 7 a.m. or 6 to 7 a.m. live trading session. Make sure to join the Discord so you could join that session so you can see that live being done live, right? And also you could take the entry while he takes the entry, right? So yeah, so this is one that unless you were doing the right set of analysis, you had the right trading plan, and you were executing your trading plan correctly, right? You would have got one good entry and a good exit, and your second entry, your continuation entry, right? This is 36 pips. That's good. From the low to there, that's 36 pips. That's good. Then your second entry, you didn't get a second entry, right? It wasn't all the way confirmed. If you did the whole analysis, you would have been on the money. If you're half-assing it, I feel sorry for you, my friend, right? So now we got 2 days of drop. Let's talk about this. So we got 2 days of drop going counter, right? We got 2 days of drop going counter. So today, what was the expectation? A new low for the day, then a reversal, right? We're right where we want to see a reversal. Why? Because we had the daily. It broke out of the daily zone. Notice what happened. Broke out of the daily zone, right? This is a break. Why? Because this candle is not touching, right? Broke. This could be our retest of the daily break for that continuation. Right? This is good that it's happening, and it's happening early. All right, so let's go back to the 30, the 30. Boom. Let's update our market structure for the 30-minute time frame. Very important. Have this higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, and now we're making that next lower low. Now, guys, don't be fooled, right? Here's where we could tend to get fooled. Where would the proper change of character be? Question for you guys. Would it be A or B? Question. A, price breaks here, right? Because that's the next higher low, or B. Where will you say the change of character will be? A or B? Drop that on the chat. where will you consider a change of character? A, right? Higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, or not yet jump away for them. I know you can. I know you know the answer. Just wait. Let's see. How many people are in the stream? Let's see. Let's make it interactive. How many people are in the stream? Mr. Muhammad says A. All right. Who else is here? Drop A or B. Drop A or B on the chat. Let's go. How many people are in the stream? Jumper. Refresh and let me know. L7. 7 people are here. Come on, guys. Let's see. Oh, wow. We are here voting. You can vote. Vote A or B. A or B. Take a vote. We have a vote. We have a poll on the chat right now. A or B. Let's go. Let's get it. We have A and B. Some people say A. We got 60% A, 33% B. All right, I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you answer A, you are incorrect, guys. If you answer B, you are on the money. Now let's explain why, right? Why would that be? Right? Because remember, textbook tells you that. But what is your trading zone, guys? Right? What is your 30-minute trading zone right now? So if you were trading your trading zone, this is your high of the zone. This was your low of the zone, and everything in between here is what? Internal structure, guys. Right? Internal structure. All this is internal structure to this. Right? So the proper change of character would be where B is. Everything in here is internal. So you guys know. Right? This is a good answer right here, B. See? It's the Steve B. B and the hug. So guys, so just think about that, right? This is a good example, right? These are things that you want to understand better because these are the little mistakes that we make, bro, right? And this is what takes time for us to really understand it. So the high, right? So over here is where the correct change of character will be in here, guys. All of this is internal to this push up. So and you guys want to learn more, let's get it. Make sure to join the Discord, the link in the description, right? We go over market structure a whole lot, right? You can request one-on-one classes with myself or Mr. Jumper, right? Classes at this present time and moment are free, FR2Es. That will be no cheese. That you don't owe us anything, right? And you can request it right on the Discord. There's a place for you to request it, right? Right here, request one-on-one. You go there. I'm Eric. Jumpers Lewis. You hit the link. It's gonna take you to a page, right? You're gonna see a calendar, the time slots that are available, right? And you just request it, and that's that. That's basically it. So we make it even easier for you guys. Today I had 2 one-on-one sessions myself, right? I believe Thursday. I think Lewis, you're gonna have one on Thursday. Right, 48 hours notice before. Yeah, definitely 48 hours, guys, before. I have one Thursday already booked, right? From a gentleman that had a question yesterday, watched yesterday's class. He had a question. He got the answer, but now he wants to go over it more in depth. Let's get it, right? But definitely, guys, give us 48 hours, right? When you request, let's say you're gonna you want to request one tonight. All right, cool. After this class, you want to go join the Discord. You want to request it. You have questions you want to answer in a more formal one-on-one setting, right? You're a little bit shy. You don't want to talk. You don't want to be around people. That's cool. I understand. I like that, right? Um, just give us 2 days, right? So if today's Tuesday, request it for Thursday, right? Why Thursday? Give us time for us to adjust our lives, right? I have a 1 year old. I can't just be like, well, sit down here. Let me just give you an hour and a half of my time. That's not going to work. If you have kids, that's not going to work. They're not going to sit down, especially it's a toddler, it's 1 year and 4 months. She's going to run around everywhere. She's going to disturb us, distract us. So that gives me time to set up, right? Make sure my girl is here. My girl is not at work, right? Things like that, right? So it gives us some time, guys. Give us some time. Yeah, my kids are also crazy. Jumper have no kids. That dude, you could set it up for in an hour. Actually, let me rephrase that. If it's after this class, he's already sleeping. Right now, he's already falling asleep. He's probably tucked in his pajamas right now. Because that dude falls asleep at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., he's already sleeping, right? So stop playing. He already has his pajamas on, ready to go to sleep at 8 p.m., right? That dude always been like that. He falls asleep super early, right? Nothing wrong with that. So all his classes, you could do it early, or you can't do it while we trade. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to speed this up. You see that? He needs me to speed it up. But we already been here for like an hour, right? How long we been here for? 58 minutes already, right? It's past his bedtime already, guys. So so yeah, let's get back to this. So the correct answer was B, right? Why? Because the previous higher low was here. And in order, the rules of a change of character is it needs to break the previous higher low. Even though you may see that this was a set higher low to a lower high, this is not the previous higher low for this move that just made. So that's the little thing you have to, write in your notebook that has to break the previous higher low, which will be here. This is not the previous. This is the one that is currently making, right? All this structure is currently being made in between this higher high and this higher low. So price needs to break here, right? This little hint, just some gems for you guys. But thanks for the participation, guys. Really appreciate that, right? So we did get our day of drop, right? Right now, I'm not gonna mark it just yet because the day is not over, right? So we already went down. So we already completed our 3 days of drop. Oh, thank you, sir. I know you probably didn't know I have another daughter. Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, you might hear her in the background saying, "Papa, papi." She hears my voice and she's ready to play. This is the time she loves to play. She doesn't go to sleep early. I make sure I put her to sleep like at midnight, 1 a.m. Why? So I could trade in the morning. So she doesn't wake up early. She wakes up like around like 11, right after. After everything is done, then I could start my day with her. So right now she's still up until, she still got like 4 hours left in her. So now I get to play with her after this class. So yeah, so let's talk about our point of interest for today. Right, let me delete that. Let me delete that. Bart is a no-show today. So where should we be looking for our retest of our lows? Right, today, right, this looks like a good spot for the retest of the low. Even though we're in it right now, this looks like a good spot. Why? Because for you guys who trade, support and resistance, previous support, previous resistance, resistance turns to support, support turns into resistance, all that stuff, right? This will be one of your point of interest. This will be a place that you will have one of your lines in or your zones in for that. Another thing is if you trade fair value gaps, order blocks, breaker blocks, here's a breaker block, right? You trade an order block that's down here, you trade a fair value gap is down here, right? This looks like a place of interest for the masses, right? So this will be a place where I will look for price to reject from to start to continue the trend to the top side, right? So let's work our new zone, right? Price broke out of here. So since price broke out of here, where did the push start from? It started from up here. So my high just so happens to be moved here. Again, this is my 30-minute high. This is not the high, right? We have a 4-hour high, right? We still don't have a daily high yet, but we do have a 4-hour high. That 4-hour high was tested, was never broken, even though it looks like in a lower time frame. You can tell by the candles. Price went up, still touching our zone. Second candle still touching our zone with the wick. Then it shot down. So this was a test of the zone. Never broke, right? Even though here on the 30-minute chart, we have candles that show that it broke, right? It's really not a break. So this is why I color code things a certain color, guys. So when these things happen, you're not confused. This is, I want to see a break here in the time frame that it pertains to, right? So the break here will be a 4-hour break. So I'm not gonna. This is not gonna trick me for me to think that, oh, we broke to the top side. Here's the retest and we're going up. No, this is in a 30-minute. This is not a 4-hour, right? But if you don't, this is why Muhammad, I tell you, you have to be organized, right? And he's organized. I'm not picking on him. I'm just telling him this is a reason why. Mr. Maran, this is a reason why, things got to be a certain color. We spoke about that today, right? Because these colors are guiding you, right? I'm not going to go down the color path here in the lives in the stream. Again, join the Discord and we'll talk about it more there, right? But these are why I tell you guys you got to be organized, because you can get confused if you have everything the same way, the same colors. You can get confused, guys. And I know that because that used to be me, right? I'm Mr. Me Too on that. Right? That used to happen to me, right? Until I say, yo, why am I working hard? I need to work smart, color code everything so you know what time frame is this, what's going on. Because like we were talking today, this is some machines with gears, and every gear goes with each other, right? So the 4-hour time frame gears up with the 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute time frame, you saw how it gears up with the 5-minute time frame. Then you saw how it went to the 1-minute time frame to look for the entry, right? So everything is in gears here. So if you don't have these gears in the right color coded spectrum, I believe so, you can get confused. So minimize the confusion. So with that being said, so this is the high. Do we have a set low yet? No, we don't. We don't have a set low. So this, I'm going to leave it there. And I said today that when this happens, I'm going to change this color to a different color, right? This box, I'm going to put it as a yellow box. Why yellow? Because it's not solidifying that we have a low. It's just a play. This could be a point of interest for a retest and a drop, or a break retest to the top side, right? Because this probably is. So I'm going to leave this here as yellow. This is what I'm going to start doing. I said that today. So it's not going to be, man, I can't even use yellow because we're going to get confused with golden zones, right? Even though I write golden zone in there. Don't put that green, right? Let's leave those green. Once we have a set low, then I'll change it, all right? So this is what I'm expecting price to come back down here, around here. Make sure everything is touching. Right? Now, a little bit more to look at this pair. Not only am I expecting here, this is, one point of interest. Another point of interest that I have, just looking at this chart, is the 800 EMA. The fact that the 800 EMA is so close, we understand that the 800 EMA is used as a move-in support and resistance, or as a move-in, top or bottom, depending on how you want to word it, right? So the fact that we know that lets me understand that price could potentially move all the way even to the 800 before the push up. So this is an early, so we have an early trigger. Check what price action is going to be doing, right? If it just so happens to give me a change of character and a break construction, a lower time frame here moving up, perfect, right? If it doesn't do that, then and it continues to go, this will be my second place that I will be looking for price to bounce from. Actually, to keep it real with you guys, there's 3 places. This one up here, this is the second one, and this is the third one, right? Because this is the top of the zone. So we have this top of the zone, we have over here, right? These previous lows, right? And then we have the 800. So these are my 3 places of interest. I'm not going to mark this one because we're already here. So I'm looking for price to go down here, right? If that makes sense. So this one definitely has 3 places of interest. I'll put my line in the middle. Next pair, we're going to keep this green because once I get that, I'm just going to draw what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the same thing we look for in EURCAD, right? Price could come here, test here, give me one of this, give me a change of character, break a structure retest, and we'll get in on the break a structure retest, right? We're going to look at STP, whatever STP calculations is from the low of the day to STP. That will be our take profit, right? Before price comes back down and consolidates to continue for tomorrow, right? So this is what my expectation is, right? Or price could, again, come down more, just like EURCAD, come down more here to the 800, tap the 800, do the change of character, break a structure, yada, yada, yada. My entry will be here then, right? Would I take an entry up here, guys? No, because I'm going to be sleeping. I'm not going to be looking at my charts. Remember, I take entries in London, New York, and I will not take an entry in the Asian session. All right. So my break of structure, my BOS alert. I don't have a BOS alert yet because the market is still pushing down, right? So my BOS alert, I'm going to turn that off. I just have to blow retest. There's no price is just moving. Right? So that's that. Next one. Don't worry, the last ones we hurried through those. So GU was a trade I was not expecting, even though I did say yesterday what was going to happen, right? If you watched yesterday's class, you can see that it's all set up, right? But I was not going to take it regardless, right? So what happened yesterday? Price, you know, retested the lows. This pullback that it did twice, right? Did a perfect, you know, what is this? A type 1 consolidation down, right, and then up. Perfect. It did a perfect, Steve Morrow pattern, but unfortunately, it was on the wrong day of the week for me. So this gave us a third day of rise. Is this is a pair that I'm going to be looking to trade? Absolutely not. We can see we're already moving up. This is a 5-day rise. Again, we can go back and analyze the third days, right? And I'm going to do this again. And I'm not going to do this in no other session. Just so we're clear. I'm going to do this today, right? Over here, 3 days of rise, then what? No net. Over here, 3 days of rise, then what? Drop. Over here, 3 days of rise and then drop. Over here, 3 days of rise and then drop. Over here, 3 days of rise, then it gave us another day of rise. So if I would have took this, how many times did it do 3 days of rise and the next day did not go up, dropped, or no net? But I'm going to say, well, I would have took this one. I'm not going to take that one, guys. I'm going to do the one that, historically speaking, based on my own personal back testing, that I feel confident in. Then if I take a third day of rise, I'm closing my eyes on it. I'm closing my eyes. I'm so confident. I'm not confident on this one. No matter what else happened throughout the other days, the previous day, no matter what market structure is giving me, I'm not looking for that. This is a type of trade that on a 4-hour, respectfully, what will be the good thing to look for? Respectfully, it will be a break, a retest, that 4-hour, right? And then continuation, which was my expectation. That's what I wanted to happen, right? I don't run the show, but that was my expectation. They gave us 3 days of rise. The next day, the market must drop or chop. Oh, well, it's going to drop down to here. It's going to give us a retest. Then over here, we're going to get the right market structure, lower lows, lower highs, then higher highs, higher lows, right? Give us a nice entry to go to the top side on Thursday, right? It didn't do that. Wednesday, Thursday, right? So that's what my expectation. It went up. So, oh, well, let it be. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with missing out one. I'm not cool with losing the other 6 that I would have lost. I'm not cool with that. I'm cool with FOMO on this one. Fear of missing out. Right? I'm cool with the fear of missing out on this one. But I'm not in it for the shoulda, woulda, couldas. I'm in it for the ones that are for sure. This is a roll of a dice. And I'm not a gambler. I'm a trader. I have a trader's mindset. Probabilities. Where are my probabilities higher for me to win? It's not on a 4-day of rise based on historical data that we just analyzed and how many other pairs, right? Start writing that down. That's a huge gem. People used to join my class just for that. And then after they figured that out, after I gave them that, because they saw we were winning, what they did, they used to just like, oh, I'm gone. I'm out. Right? I got the Holy Grail. I'm good with that. Can you just, and I'm going to say something in the stream. Can you be successful just trading that? Absolutely. Absolutely. I did that for a whole year. That's all I traded. I think like a year and a half. That's all I traded. I didn't trade nothing else. No, don't talk to me about nothing else. I analyzed the charts and just looked if I had a previous 2 days of rise or drop. If I had a previous 2 days of rise or drop, that pair I was going to trade the next day. And that's all I cared about. Right? That's all I did for a year and a half. And you best believe all I do is trade. I don't do nothing else. I don't work for nobody. I don't have a job. So look at Jumper. Jumper. I didn't even know that emoji existed. The slot machine. We ain't doing all that. Right? So again, today, this is a pair I'm going to turn off. Right? And my reasoning, I gave you the reasoning why. Right? Mark, I don't trade it first and foremost, for you guys who don't know, I don't trade against the overall market makers trend. Right now I'm in the V1, meaning I'm in the first zone of consolidation on the way up, right? The fact that I'm not expecting the day to end on the rise, I'm expecting for it to pull back. I'm not going to trade against the trend. If I cannot, you know, analyze the setup going long for the day, I'm not going to trade because this is a pair I'm only trading long in until it gives me a reason to turn around, right? The other thing about this pair is we had a previous 2 weeks of rise, right? And it gave us the third week of rise already, right? Notice we had 2 weeks of rise. So today, this week, what we're expecting a rise, right? Similar to 2 days of rise, we're expecting the third day, right? You could do that on the monthly chart. 2 months of rise, you best believe that next third month you're gonna get a new high, right? So gave you a full game plan right there. The rest, gotta join the Discord, bro. Right? So this is one that I'm gonna leave it purple, but I'm not trading it. Definitely not trading this. Right? Let's go back to the 30 USD CAD. USD CAD was similar to EURCAD, I believe, yesterday, right? Oh no, this is going counter, right? So now we got a third day of drop. Perfect, right? What was my expectation? I said yesterday I was expecting price to just go to the bottom of the zone, right? Now, not really break out of the zone, just tap, 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 and then come up, right? And leave traders trapped. Now, I want to go to the 4 hour and take a look at the 4 hour. Now that I'm here, right, what's happening? Do we have a clear break? Not yet, right? So this is definitely a pair that, we need to keep an eye on, right? One thing's for sure is we had 2 previous weeks of drops, right? So were we expecting a new weekly drop here? Absolutely, right? We on V2 heading up. This is counter. I don't trade counter, right? So the good thing is once we get that weekly low, let's go to the overall pattern, right? You can see we're on level 2 rise, right? So now that we see that, I love what I'm looking at because once you give me 2 weeks of drop, you just gave me 3 days of drop with a 2 weeks of drop, right? That's a golden trade. A lot of gems today. Absolutely too. I think too many gems to keep it real with you. I think too many gems. I gave out a lot of gems today, and I think too many, right? For one class, right? Give you free game, right? Keeping you out of losing, getting you more into winning trades. That's what we do here. So, all right. So we had 3 days of drop. We had 3 weeks of drop. I mean, 2 weeks previous, 2 weeks of drop. We got the third week already. We had a previous 2 days of drop. We got the third day already, right? Now, the fact that we could be setting a weekly low makes a big deal for us. Why? Because once that low is set for the week, that reversal is imminent. like my man Steve Morrow says, right? So once that weekly low is set, I'm expecting the price to start pushing up and to head back with the market makers trend. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for a low to be set, right? Today, all I'm waiting for the low to be set. I want the low to be tapped twice, right? The first tap, right, sets a low. The second tap anchors the low, another gem. So I need to see two taps. I don't want a V bottom. I don't want the bottom to look like a V. I don't want something like this to then push up. That's a V bottom. I don't want that. I want the price to go down, set a low, you know, to make a low. The next tap anchors the low, right? Then we have a place where we can see what? Change of character. We got the BOS retest, and now we in the money, my brothers and sisters. Now we good. This is what I want. I don't want a V, right? You can say that's a W. Remember, W has equal, has second leg higher than the first leg, right? Another gem, or first leg shorter, right? These are three different types of anchors, right? All three variations of the anchor. And again, you want more of this, you got to come to the class. Join the Discord. Too many gems today. I'm on the road today, jumper. I'm on the road today, bro. I got to slow down. I feel good though. So this is the three lows that we could be expecting down here, right? I do not want to see this. This no go, right? The probability of you being right on that one, unless you're an experienced trader, it's very slim, right? But these, you have a neckline, you have a point of interest, right? So you have something there guiding you, right? That's just helping you out, giving you some clues. And we're big on clues. We want all the clues that they want to give us, confluences, all the confluences that they want to give us, we want all those, right? Because that's what's going to take our trading strike rate to the next level, the level we want. We want to be winners. We don't want to be halftime winners and halftime losers. We don't want to do that, right? So these are the anchors that I'm expecting, right? I want to see them before I start looking at the trade, right? So with that being said, there's no point of interest I can write right now because I'm dependent on price for them to show me, you move, I move, right? They set the move, then I move after them. Show me, then I jump on the train. I jump on the bus after that. But if I don't see the bus makes that pit stop, I can't jump on the bus. The bus ain't gonna collect my ticket for me to get in, right? I'm not gonna jump on a moving train. I'm gonna wait for the train to stop to get in the train, right? But I'm not gonna jump in front of the moving train or the moving bus. I'm not gonna do that. So I need to wait. So USD CAD is definitely one we wait for. But USD CAD, if you catch it like you should, it will be a great trade to take because it's going to move fast from that low, right? Because you're going to have to put me on a time limit. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, bro. Right now, we're finishing up. These are the ones I move fast through. US30, I move fast, right? Right. So this is the one, Mr. Muhammad, aka Cristiano. This is the one he made me miss, right? I ain't gonna talk about it. This is a whole lot of money that I missed out on this trade. I'll tell you that much, right? I told you guys I wasn't trading. Look, 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, the market must chop or drop. Chopped, right? Gave me nice lows, created nice lows for me to get in, and Mr. Cristiano made me miss it, right? Look, 7:30 a.m. made the low. He made me miss it, man. So it's all his fault. So we had what was the expectations of the trade, right? This was the trade setup for yesterday. Price was choppy, right? Price comes back to these lows, right? How many times did it tap it? Once, twice, right? 7:30. Again, I wake up around that time. This is the time I love to wake up. This is the place I would have took my trade. But again, Mr. Muhammad, this is fault. Then what was the second entry? Once it does this, it comes back and give you a retest, right? Look, this is 1 p.m., right? I'm already done by then, right? There's nothing for me by then, right? So let's start looking for today. So we got a day of rise. And again, we're continuing overall market structure. We can see that we're going up, see higher highs, higher lows the whole time. Mr. Cristiano, I'm depending on you to give me the entry for today on US30, just so you know. So my break Um, retest, I would say here. Break, I'm not convinced there, but we know this one is for sure, right? Is this going to be another tight zone? I don't know, right? But this is my play right here, right? And also the price could come back down all the way down here too. Don't get it twisted, right? Because you do have a fair value gap here, even though they worked it already. But you know, doesn't mean because price touches the line I'm getting in. No, right? We also broke out of this 30-minute zone, right? Because the color code is on the 30 on US30 is different. 30-minute zone broke, came back and retest. So this is a break retest of this the high of this zone, right? This is a valid place for an entry, right? Valid place. So price could just continue to go up and not even or retest the zone again up here and not come down here because this is technically the break retest place of the 30-minute, right? Like breaks the high, comes back and retests, right? It broke this high, the high of the zone, comes back and retests for a continuation. So we're in a valid place. But again, until we're not in the New York session, there's nothing for me to really discuss. All right, so gold yesterday gave us a day of rise, right? Again, this is not a trade me personally I will take, right? What was I expecting? The retest of the top of the daily zone, right? Which kind of went into it, but then just skyrocket out of there, right? So, and if you go back historically speaking, you will see 3 days again. I'm not going to do it again. I did it enough this class, right? So right now, where are we? Very important place, right? Let's go to the daily zone. I think this is on the fourth, actually. All right, remember, guys, I'll tell you guys I was not trading this just because of the market structure just is throwing me off. I could be wrong, right? What could I be wrong about? My consolidations. This could be a long consolidation, this whole place, right? And this could be V2 up here. This could be our first zone. This could be our second zone. Could be this whole thing. I said this a couple weeks back, right? This could be our second zone, could be here, right? And this is our first zone. So I could be incorrect, right? And what am I waiting for? If they break these highs, right? I'll wait for price to break the high and continue going up. Then I could readjust my overall bias so then I could get in, right? Because we were trading here. This was the top of the consolidation, right? I thought this was a trap. Price was going to go and continue to go down, right? No, price actually broke above here now. So now we officially moving in an uptrend, right? We have this higher high, higher low, broke out and making another higher high. So we're officially in the uptrend, right? But for me to feel confident that I know what I'm at and I know what I'm doing, I need to wait for price to break this high. Once it breaks that highs, I'm back in gold. Right now, I give it to all you guys trading gold. You guys got it right now. Congratulations. I'm happy, you know. But based on, I gotta trade what I trade, you know. Everyone has a different set of rules, different set of, whatever. But my rules are you gotta stick to the rules that you have for yourself, guys. You gotta have that discipline in trading, right? So that's why this is off for me right now. But we still do the daily move and the weekly move. We still do that. But for me personally, I gotta wait, guys. I gotta wait. When it gets back in rhythm with when I get back in rhythm with the flow of gold, we're gonna start winning. Trust me. But for right now, we're just taking a pause on gold. And last but not least, Bitcoin. I love the notification I got. We broke back above 38. Yo, what's up with this? Didn't we do this yesterday? Got a rise here. on that here, drop, right? Boom. Let's see. Oh, this is a drop. This is a rise. Started here, ended here. That's a drop. 3 is a drop. Then the market just took off. Whop. Back in line. Thank you, sir. Great session tonight. I believe one of the best when it comes to giving out gems. One of the best. Highly recommend you guys share this session with your friends who are traders. Make I gave out a lot of gems in today's session. And we got a couple pairs. We got 3 pairs that are fully green for us to look at. We got 2 pairs that you have to proceed with caution, right? And USD CAD, we have to wait for the development of USD CAD, right? And GU, we're not trading GU, right? So pretty cool. We got some couple of setups for tomorrow, and that's basically it, guys. So I see you guys tomorrow, and there are a lot of news. Let's check. Thank you for that. I didn't even check the news, right? NZD news today. Let's look at tomorrow's. Yeah, we have all day Euro news. We have USD red folder 930. We have another one, GBP at 1105. Right, a lot of low impact news, some medium impact, but overall, there's a lot of news for tomorrow. But yeah, guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join the Discord. Um, Tomorrow's live trading room where Mr. Jumper takes these entries live. He will post the link in the Discord. Make sure to join the Discord, and I see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.